All right, everybody. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday. About to go run out to the Sweet Escape, my family's Vietnamese restaurant and boba shop, and pick up my niece, Nee, and bring her back home. So let's just see how Tesla FSD version 12.5.6.3 does. Let's go. And off we are. Little overcast today, 65 degrees, cloudy skies. All right, come to a complete and total 0 mph NHTSA stop. Smooth right turn. Got a car to our right coming into traffic, goes across. We slow down, tap the brakes just a little bit, but not too much. Perfect. So we are going to Atascocita, again, where my wife's restaurant boba shop is. Picking up my niece, who was in yesterday's video with me. All right, we're coming to a 4-way stop. We have the right of way. We go. Great job. We're going to come up to North Park Drive, and we should be getting into the left turning lane, and we do. Put on the blinker, get over into the left, get in the queue. So yeah, Nee was in my video from yesterday where I had my second critical intervention since being on this version of the software. But the good thing is there's only been 2. So I've got about 1,500 miles logged on Tesla full self-driving version 12.5.6.3. The first critical intervention was literally the first day I had the software. And yesterday was the second. So there were a little bit north of 1,400 miles in between those critical interventions. And those 1,400 miles were a pretty good even split of highway and city miles. So pretty representative of how most folks. Okay, we got a truck up here to the right that is stopped in the middle of the road. Something came out of their bed. Couldn't get the word out of my mouth. I just wanted to make sure we reacted to that correctly, and we did. Slowed down just a little bit as that lady was getting out. Passed on through and got around, and now we're continuing on. Now, from a speed standpoint, we're going about 38 and a 45 right now, which is slower than we need to. We don't have a whole lot of traffic around us. We do have a few cars in front of us to the left, but none of them are going a whole lot faster than we are. They're definitely going slower than 45. I would estimate they're probably going about 40 to 42. We're speeding up a little bit, but yeah, a little bit slow through there. But the observation I would make is we didn't have much traffic around us because we've gone the speed limit through that area before. So again, I really do believe that the automatic set speed offset that I have applied, its primary input is the traffic around it. And so when you find yourself on a road where there's not a lot of traffic around you, I have seen it where it will just revert to maybe going 5 miles below the speed limit. Again, nothing terrible. I mean, you can go 38 in a 45, especially if you're over in the right lane like we were, but it's not necessary. All right, we got blinking yellows, caution lights. See how we do going through here? We do fine, maintain our speed. Now we're going 40 and a 40. Got a car to our right coming out of the church parking lot. They stay put. Yeah, so today is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Got to see family and friends and loved ones. Had a great meal. Oh yeah, that was a good one. So we tapped the brakes a little bit there. That vehicle to our right was coming in pretty hot at the side street there. And so I can tell you that although we tapped the brakes and slowed down about 3 or 4 miles per hour, I would have likely done exactly the same. They were coming in pretty hot. So that was actually a good reaction. All right, progressing through the traffic light there. Coming up to Kingwood Drive, the intersection of Westlake Houston Parkway and Kingwood Drive, in about 200 feet here. Traffic slowing down a bit, turning into the CVS. Handle that well. About to go through the traffic light, see if it stays with us, and it will. Awesome. Slowing down again as that truck turns into the Burger King, and then we'll slow down once again. There we go. The CX-5 turns right. Yeah, that's on this particular area of Kingwood. Sometimes the Tesla FSD can go about 5 miles below the speed limit, but I will tell you, and you can probably see just based on the last 2 minutes, a lot of cars turn into and out of this area, so I can kind of understand why it might go just a few miles below the speed limit here and be a little more cautious. Now we're kind of flowing along, basically going along with traffic. We're only going 36 and a 45 right now, but again, traffic is not going much faster than us. We'll see if we start speeding up a little bit. 38 and a 45. Yeah, I mean, essentially we're in the right lane, and we're going along with traffic, and we're not impeding it. So I don't know. Although they want to get along quite a bit. I don't know how far along they're going to get, because you can see the lights, the red lights coming up ahead. So now we're going 39, 40, we're going 40 and a 45. Yeah, we're going a couple of miles per hour slower than some of the cars to our left. But we're not going slower than the majority of traffic ahead of us. And we're in the right lane. So I can't call foul on it. But again, oh Lord, okay. And that car right there was tailgating the car that was about to turn left. See, right when I start like, do I question it? And then something like that happens. I'm like, well, maybe that's why it's going a little bit slower through here, because of that. Yeah, that Honda Accord was just tailing that car. And so when they put on the left blinker to turn left, I thought there might even be a collision there. So thankfully there wasn't. All right, we're going 43 and a 45 now as we're going over Lake Houston. We're not going to go a lot faster than this just because of the fact that the truck in front of us is going slower than us. So it'll be interesting to see if we try to get around it. Right now we can't because there's traffic passing us to the left. Oh, there's two trucks going slow. You've got the Ford F-150 and then you got the Chevy in front of it. Chevy's carrying a mattress, so they're probably not going to be able to see a whole lot out of their rear view mirror. We're going 44 and a 45, so again, perfectly fine. Interestingly, we're not trying to get around the truck in front of us, and there is room. There are no vehicles coming up to our left rear. So if we wanted to, we could get into the left lane and go around, but we're not. And we're going 41 and a 45. So I think most humans that would go the speed limit would try to get around this Chevy truck here. So again, I'd call that a little bit of a nuanced snafu. Obviously not an intervention, not intervention worthy, no safety risk. And going 41 and a 45 is not against the law. And quite frankly, through this area, might even be called for with all the cars turning into and off of Westlake Houston Parkway. But still wanted to bring that to everybody's attention, depending upon your preferences for driving. Okay, the Chevy truck is putting on the blinker, about to turn right. We slow down a little bit, give them some room. See that? Give both of them some room. Okay, there you go. Give them some room, let them through. Perfect. Let's see if we start picking up a little steam here now. About to come up to a traffic light here in about 100 feet, but just turned green, so should be able to continue to matriculate our way through. Now we are in a 40 mile per hour speed zone, slowed down about 5 miles an hour. We're going 35 and a 40. But we do have slower traffic in front of us, and we have vehicles coming up to our left rear, so we can't do much about it right now. Yeah, it's really enjoyed staying in this right lane pretty much the entire time we have been on Westlake Houston Parkway. And occasionally I will see it get on over into the left lane and go around slower traffic. It's just not doing that today. Ooh, got a vehicle. Oh, we handled that very well. Tapped the brakes a little bit, slowed down, moved over to the left. That's the most to the left we've moved over on Westlake Houston Parkway. But that's the best time to do it, right? Because when somebody's in such a hurry, they put their nose out into traffic. All right, coming up to the intersection of FM 1960 with Westlake Houston Parkway. Got a traffic light up here. It is green currently, so we'll see if we can get on through. It's a bit congested. Now we put on the left blinker to get over. There you go. Probably could have done that about a mile or so back, but never too late. And good timing. A lot of cars turning into the Best Buy and the Popeyes and that shopping center to our right. All right. We are continuing to go a few miles. We're going 33 and a 35, and I can feel it being somewhat cautious right now. But again, many cars coming into and out of Westlake Houston Parkway. All right, now we're going 36 and a 35, so a little bit more normal now. In about 3/4 of a mile, we will need to be back over in the right lane so that we can take a right onto Will Clayton Parkway, and that's where the restaurant's located. And we'll stop there. We'll pick up my niece, and then we'll head on home. We're going 39 and a 35 right now. So I just want to caveat that for folks as they're seeing folks going past us. We're going 5 miles over the speed limit in a 35 mile per hour zone. So they're going about 45 and a 35. All right, there we go. Put on the right blinker, get over into the right lane. Put the right blinker on again so we can turn right onto Will Clayton Parkway. Got a red light, so we're going to stop and assess. Yeah, we're going to stop because the turning lane opposite us, they have the right of way, obviously, to take they have a protected left, so we need to yield to them. But as soon as they all get through, which is now, there we go. Perfect. Great turn. Very smooth right turn. Stayed in our lane. Maintained speed. Great job. All right, putting on our blinker to go into the parking lot of the restaurant, and we'll just see how we do in the parking lot. Here we go. We're in the parking lot. There we go. Good turn. Turn to the right. That's the way we're supposed to go. Let's just see what we do here. All right. Well, it got us in the parking lot. Tried to park us. Again, not the greatest parking job in the world. This would not pass a driver's license test, but hey, it got out of the way. It pulled into the parking lot, got out of the way, and actually pulled within two white lines. And I can tell you, we're actually within the white lines. It's just barely. We got our tires on both of them. All right, well, I'm gonna shut it down for a second, pick up my niece, and then we'll be back on the road. See you in a little bit. Bye. You ready?
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. Oh, so you actually drove. So yeah, I saw that Charles came by the house last night. He ran out of gas or something?
He ran out of gas last night.
I think so. He had to take one of the gas tanks, one of the gas containers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But you had to go get the Mercedes?
Yes. So Angel can have the car.
Ah.
Yes. Ugh, I'm so sore for the run yesterday.
far did you run?
I ran past that. So that trail. There's like a little. There's like a playground. I don't know.
I know where you.
Yeah.
Like over by the pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
So
then yeah.
So you ran up to that and turned around and came home?
Yes.
Ah, so that's probably about, that is a good 2 miles.
Yes.
If you ran all the way there and ran back, that's a good 2 to 3 miles, somewhere between 2 to 3 miles.
Does the trail go further?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so back behind, now did you go on the, so you were on the trail, but you went behind the playground, right? Or in front of it?
I went through the bridge.
Because that trail, through the bridge. Okay, yeah, you were in front of it then. If you go behind the playground, that trail keeps going about another 3/4 of a mile.
Oh.
Yeah. It dead ends. Like there's that sidewalk, it's, call it a trail, but it's, like a sidewalk.
Yeah.
It goes on to the end of that road, and then it goes across the road, and you can keep going about another half mile, and then it dead ends right at like where there's a forest. They haven't built that part out yet, at least since I was back there last. But yeah, if you go from our house to the end of that trail, if you just stay on the sidewalk, the trail, and that would, and you did that and then turned around and came home, that would be about 3.5 miles.
Okay.
Yep.
Because there's like the one in the front, I'm like, it keeps going.
Yeah.
But then I was like, it's getting dark.
Yeah, that's the only other thing I was gonna say is because of daylight savings time and that it's getting winter, it gets dark. So we're gonna get home about 4:15. So you're probably gonna have about an hour of daylight left.
That's fine.
Yeah, that'll be enough for you.
Also, yesterday there was like 5 cats.
Oh, there's always cats.
I know, but it distracted me.
Oh, on the trail.
Yes.
Oh.
And then 3 of them were following me.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. Were you nice to one of them?
Of course I was.
Oh, that's why they followed you. You're the cat lady. You're the cat lady on the trail now.
I was like, don't distract me. And then yeah, I like lost like 30 minutes of like running. So I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, you'll generally see some cats roaming around because everybody's got their backyard up against that trail.
Yeah.
But their gates, their fence lines is just a gate, not like our fence. Yeah, not like these, not like our fence in the backyard. You'd have to climb over it. Those fences are just pick iron gates. So if they have cats, those cats will get out there on the trail. They all know how to get home, but they'll get out there and sunbathe or roam around.
Yeah. They were all like, they had collars.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, is you could probably tell they're all house cats, all well kept. Like if there's a feral cat out there, you'll be able to tell real quick, because they'll be by themselves
and then
and hissing.
And run away from me.
Yeah, they'll run away or they'll hiss. A little bit warmer today than it was yesterday, but way more overcast.
That's a nice shade of blue.
Yeah, that's what was that, teal? That's a nice looking truck. Ford F-150 STX. Running boards. Teal paint job.
Oh my gosh.
That right there is the most common vehicle in the state of Texas. Not truck, vehicle. There are more Ford F-150s in the state of Texas than I think in all the other 49 states combined. laugh about that. Oh, it's the #1 truck in the state of Texas. I'm like, let me reword that for you. #1 vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah, all I see is trucks.
Yeah.
Here.
And then of those trucks, usually about 80% of them are F-150s. You'll see a lot of Chevys and some GMCs, but not even close to the F-150s.
How was having a truck?
So I never had a Ford F-150. I had a Chevy Silverado. I had that for, gosh, long time. I had a Chevy Silverado for about 1996 to, had about 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had it for a long time. It was a good truck. It was a, you know, I wasn't a Ford versus Chevy type of person. Like, it was just, that was what I don't know. I had a friend that was at a Chevy dealership back in the mid 90s when I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you weren't even born yet when I bought that truck. But it was a good, it was, you know, I never used it like a work truck. It was definitely more just, you know, getting around and recreational for me. But I will tell you, the thing that I do not miss about having a truck is when you own a truck, every person you know, and I don't say friend, I mean person, acquaintance,
Yeah.
when they need to move,
Oh.
they call you. And I'm just, you know, I was always a nice guy, so I would, you know, try to help out. But yeah, I'll tell you, in the 10 to 12 years that I had that Chevy truck,
Mm-hmm.
I think I probably moved more mattresses and furniture than some of these moving guys, moving companies around here. Yeah, because everybody just, you know, they know you have a truck. Hey, you think you don't have to be there that long? Could you just help me move a couple of things? And then you end up being there all Saturday with them.
Can I use your truck?
Yeah, can I use your truck? Or can you just come by for an hour? So that would basically be at least once a month. You'd get that.
No, I think it's like cool.
What's that?
I think it's like cool.
Yeah.
Because like also you're like the tallest one, so you can see everything.
Yeah, you're no doubt about it. You ride a whole lot higher in one of those trucks than you do, say, in a sedan like this. So you definitely, you have much more of a sense of personal safety. Now I say sense because sometimes it can be unwarranted, because so that's the good part. They definitely ride really well. Like the suspension is usually a little bit better than, say, on a sedan. So the ride can be really good. But I will tell you, the only other thing that I did not like about having a truck, and there's ways to mitigate it, but still you would have this issue of they'll fishtail because of the aerodynamics of having a bed, you know, versus a sedan. So like when you're in a sedan, the wind will knock you around a bit. So don't get me wrong, it's not like the wind doesn't impact you when you're in a regular car, regular sedan. But when you're in a truck, the aerodynamics of that wind coming over the cab, oh, look at that, we're getting over into the right lane, let traffic to our left to get ahead. Good courtesy move there, if they're gonna move. We got over to let them pass, and lo and behold, they're going the same speed as us. But anyway, yeah, when that air comes over the cab and goes into the truck bed, it can play games, and you know what I mean by fishtail, right?
Yeah.
And so the way you can mitigate that is by putting a cover on the bed or keeping stuff in the bed of the truck. But even then, it'll just fishtail a little bit. I never liked that part of it. That was the only thing that. But overall, yeah, driving a truck it's definitely got its benefits. Yeah, you definitely ride a lot higher than the rest of traffic. And the rest of traffic honors you much more than when you're in the city. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're trying to get into a lane or get into or out of traffic. They're a little bit more scared of you when you're in a truck than, say, if you're in a Volkswagen Jetta.
But I'm taking my behind the wheel test on the 16th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
here in Texas or back in LA? Back in Cali?
Yeah.
Nice. So you've already got the written part down. Now it's just you got to take the actual driving part.
Yeah, you see, I need to know how to like drive, like how you should drive.
Oh, not like I'm doing it. Yeah, you're not going to be able to. Yeah, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to take a Tesla with full self-drive into a driving test. They're going to be like, okay, go ahead and park over there, and you just go boop boop, and they're going to be like, no, we're going to actually need to see you do it. Yeah, so you still need to get some hours behind the wheel, huh?
I just need to, like, well, I know how to...
So you feel pretty confident about that you
I know how to drive. It's just...
Oh, I know you do that.
It's just, I need to know how to, like, do what you're supposed to be doing for the test.
Right, like real world driving versus how you're supposed to drive for a test.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know I have to be very dramatic, look back.
You gotta, like, everything that you just dial it up to 11. You want to be at 10 and 2 the whole time, unless you're turning, and then you want it to be even over and under, right? And you want, you want it to be exaggerated. You want the driving instructor to see that you are absolutely taking everything viscerally seriously. Like every move could be your last move. So when it's time to make a right turn or a left turn, you look all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Maybe even do it a couple of times. Just show them that you're taking it really, really seriously. Because that's, honestly, there's kids that know how to drive. I'm not calling you a kid, but you know what I mean. They go in there, they know how to drive, but they've gotten so comfortable with it that they don't take the driving test seriously. And they're doing okay, and then that 1 or 2 moments come up where they're taking it so comfortably that they make a little snafu. Nothing that's big in the real world, but it's enough for the driving instructor to ding you. So that's the thing. The driving instructor is not testing your ability to be an amazing driver. In fact, they don't even care about that. They just want to see that you can drive, that you can do the basic stuff, and that you're taking road safety very, very seriously.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't want to see how comfortable you are driving. They don't care. Like, they're not there to see you show off and say, like, oh, look how blasé this is. No. In fact, that's the worst thing you can do with a driving instructor. So you've got it. So that was Jacob's issue on his first driving test, was why he failed on the first one. Because he could drive. He was fine. But he just didn't take it seriously, right?
Yeah.
And he made a couple of, I won't even call them snafus. He just did a couple of things that kind of showed the instructor that he wasn't being safety first. He was trying to be efficient and quick. It's like, no, you do not need to be the first one there in a driving test. In fact, if you have 8 cars pull out in front of you because you're going 34 and a 35, that you'll get 5 gold stars for that in a driving test.
I don't know, because I passed it without any mistakes.
Wow.
I was like, what?
Again, probably because they were going 5 miles below the speed limit the whole time.
But then also, people do get lucky with who they get, or like the instruction.
Put a pin in that. Do you notice something that's been cured on this version? Remember the issue we used to have on previous FSD versions? Do you remember at this light?
Oh yes,
it was very indecisive about getting over into this left turning lane. And I always thought, well, maybe it's because, like, if you look at the lights ahead of us, look at the placement of those lights. Like our light is actually
because this is
so like our light is that second to last red turning light, but look at the placement of it. It's literally right in front of the red car right there. I thought, well, maybe it's having an issue because of that. But ever since we went to this version, well, I've had no issues getting over here, and I haven't not had to reroute. So anyway, you sorry about that. I just wanted to mention that.
No, you're okay.
So we were here. What were you saying again about your friend and the driving test?
Oh, he just had no mistakes.
Ah.
But I think also he had like a chill, what is it? Like the person who was testing him?
Oh, the person that was testing him was pretty chill, relaxed.
So
made them relaxed.
Yeah, and then I don't, because I heard stories about like it's also depending on like who you get that's testing you.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say that would mitigate that again is just like stay 3 to 5 miles per hour below the speed limit, so that you have as much reaction time as possible. You know, just show them you're taking safety first.
Yeah.
So that way, regardless of what type of instructor you get in the passenger seat, it won't matter. Right? I agree with you. If you have a much more chill, relaxed instructor, that's going to help, because it just brings the anxiety. Because you're going to have anxiety, right? Because you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Getting my driver's license rest on the next 10 to 15 minutes.
No, because also the DMV in Long Beach, so basically when people do the behind the wheel test there, so there's like a part where when you exit the DMV and then, but the thing is that street, there's so many cars going, so like I don't know, and then like there's like a curve that you like hit really easily, and then I heard that like a lot of people, like once they hit that curve, fail.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like,
just like an instant fail?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you hit a curb, you're gonna, but again, that's where like just going slower than the speed limit.
But the thing is that like it's literally like right when like the beginning of the test, like right when they just left the DMV. And then like once they failed, they had to U-turn and go back to the DMV to take it again. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then so like I guess DMV at Long Beach is not recommended to take the test. Just because of that one curve out of the, wow, that's, maybe they have that there on purpose then. Maybe. But see how fast you're taking turns. But that's just messed up. Messed up. Weeds you. Well, look at it this way. At least it's not at the very end of the test. Yeah. It's like at the beginning. Get it over with. Go back and sign up again. Well, that's pretty good if you can fail the test and then go right back in and get in line and take it again. Because I don't think you can do that here in Texas. I think you have to do driving tests by appointment. So if you fail, you got to redo your appointment. Oh no, yeah, you have to. No, it's still like that. You still have to book an appointment. Yeah. So you'd have to come back another day. Exactly. Yeah. Just cause every time like I turn the wheel, I always cross my arms.
Yep.
But then now like I have to do this.
Well, that's good. Like regular, like the, unless you're doing like really, really sharp turns, you ought to be able to stay, you know, in the close to the 10 and 2 most of the time. I mean, just again, depends on the path that they take you. Usually they take people the same path. So ask somebody that's taking the test at the place you're taking it. Like, well, what path did they take you on? Because I don't think they mix those up very much.
Well, Jojo, he's gonna take me to the, because I booked my driving test around his area. So he's gonna take me the path where he took his test.
Yeah, probably be the same one they take you on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that literally the day before, because I'm heading back the 14th, and then the 15th, that's when I'm gonna start practicing my test.
And then your test is on the 16th.
Yes.
So you get 1 day of practice on the route that'll highly likely be your test.
Wait, the Tesla knows where the house is now?
Well, no, I'm going to have it go by the mailbox instead of...
Oh.
Yeah. There we go. And, all right, no interventions this time.
Wow.
All right, I'm going to shut off the camera and then head to the casa.